You know, when it comes to ambient music, a lot of the times you'll hear me say, it starts with the internal state, right? Like in my shorts, in my reels, I'm like, it just comes from within. You gotta let it flow. But the problem is to most beginners, even if they could cultivate that internal state or attempt to do so, how do you get beyond the rest? How do you translate that internal state into music? And that's a big question, because honestly, that's why people hire me. That's why they come to me, because they want to be coached to learn the technical side of things and also the artistic side of things. They want to embody that internal state and translate that into music effortlessly. So that's what we're going to focus on here today. So hopefully you guys, by the end of this video, you're going to have a better understanding of how to create really good immersive ambient music without all the struggle. Because who really wants struggle, right? You don't want to struggle doing this. As you can hear, we've got a nice little field recording to start with. And this comes from a brand new pack that I just released on my Patreon called the North Sea. This was generously given by one of the members of our community. 20 free field recordings. Of course, you can go grab it right now. If you sign up for the Patreon, the link is down below in the description. You know, but you may have field recordings like this. You may have come across recordings like this. But the question is, how do we translate this into music, right? So we're going to start here with this field recording. And from there, all bets are off. Anyway, I've got a full PowerPoint plan, so let's go ahead and get into this. Now, the first thing I might do with a field recording like this is I might say, okay, well, let's shorten this up a little bit, right? I've already got it, you know, warped into a loop. Maybe I'll turn it to Complex Pro here. And so we've got a nice little, you know, crashing waves somewhere in Canada. It sounds very good. I've got some reverb going through it, but what I might like to do is grab my own reverb here. Now again, this could be any reverb. I'm not saying you have to use this specific reverb, okay? All of these tutorials are DAW agnostic. You can use whatever plugins you got, no worries. So let's start with the Pro R2 here, all right? And there's a reason why I'm doing this. So let's increase the space here. We'll increase the decay rate. And what I'll do is on the decay rate EQ up here, I'll change this curve to a high shelf. And I'll lift it up. So that means that we're increasing the higher frequencies in the decay itself. Now, as for the post EQ here, let's go ahead and translate this into a bell. And we'll increase the dB here and up the Q. Something like that. Let's up the brightness here, increase the distance, up the thickness, and maybe we'll push this all the way to around 24 seconds. Now that is a nice sounding reverb. I like that. We haven't even touched the mix yet. We're on 30%. So if you're using something like Supermassive, you want to up the, you know, high EQ of it, right? Now the second thing I might do is I might take, you know, an EQ, just a regular old EQ. Let's grab one. So we'll grab a Pro Q4. Again, you could use EQ of your choice. And I'll just make one band here. Make it a high pass. And maybe we'll go into like 6 dB. And we'll move the frequency ever so slightly. I'm just using my mouse wheel here. There we go. Oh yeah. So we're just taking off some of those lower frequencies of those lower crashing waves, right? That sounds great to me. So like I said, I've got a full PowerPoint planned here. So let's go ahead and get into it. First slide here, build the world with a field recording. Every strong ambient piece begins with a sense of place. And a field recording gives you that immediately. Instead of treating it like a background noise, listen for the emotional character inside it. Wind, rain, distant movement, texture, or atmosphere. So it doesn't just have to be, waves crashing on a shore. This could be a forest. This could be the internal hum of a warehouse, right? Anything. This becomes the foundation of the track because it gives the listener something real to connect to before any synths even arrive. When you start with an environment rather than a melody, the track feels lived in, natural, and full of quiet meaning. So this is important, right? Because I often talk about how environment and a sense of place is everything. I've done videos on environmental ambient, right? How to capture the essence of an environment. And again, this does not have to be, the waves crashing on a shore. It could be anything. Literally anything. The birds outside your house. The, crackling of leaves as you walk over them. The electrical current inside of a iPhone that's transmitting data. I don't know. I mean, it could be anything. Anyway, we digress. Okay. So from here, we've got our reverb, we got our EQ. This is good. Let's take a look at the span here over on the main fader. This is where we've now placed that field recording. Because without the EQ, we would have had a lot more lower frequency here. But with that EQ, it kind of puts us up like, sort of synthetic sounding high end, which is what a lot of my clients are asking me how to create in their tracks. Of course, it's really loud, but, that can be adjusted, okay? So let's move on to the second part, which is adding something like a pad, okay? And for this pad, I'm actually going to use Serum 2. And this is from Ancient Technology 4, a pad that I created called Drifting, okay? As you can see here, this is a sample from my Hydrasynth right here. Actually a sample from Contrast here in the middle, a wavetable I created from scratch, and this fizz sample. Really good pad. Now, as far as placement goes, I'm going to put it somewhere around the mid to upper part of the keyboard here. All right, so listen close as I start to play this pad. Let's go ahead and play an E minor chord here. And this pad does have a sub oscillator, which is one of the reasons why I use the EQ on the actual sample, because we're making space here, okay? We'll talk about that in the next slide. Now on its own, that pad sounds good. Like I'm happy with this. However, there's one thing that would take it to the next level. And we'll get to that in just a second. Let me hold this slide and we'll switch to the next one. Add a pad that supports the emotion. Once the field recording has established the world, the pad should deepen what's already there rather than overpower it, okay? Do not overpower what's already there. Choose a sound that feels connected to the environment, whether that means warm, hollow, hazy, fragile, or slightly dark. This is where ambient music begins to breathe, because the pad introduces harmony, tone, and emotional gravity without demanding attention. A good ambient pad does not just fill space, it gently reveals the inner mood of the track. Okay? So that's where these two worlds collide, is when the inner state starts to get reflected on the outer. Again, going back to how do you translate how you feel inside into the music itself, okay? Now, like I mentioned, one thing that would take this to the next level is if we added even more space to this pad, okay? So let's grab that reverb from earlier. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy this reverb. I'll right click. Again, your DAW may differ. I'm gonna copy this Pro R2 preset that I created, and I'll paste it right here. Oh yeah. Now listen to this pad. Oh yeah. Fantastic, right? So you can hear, like, it feels like something else is there now. There's the presence and the feeling like anything is possible. That warm glow, that hazy, slightly dark. It's not overpowering, right? Good quality reverb has a tendency to smooth things out, but also expand them intrinsically. So I'm not trying to overpower this. I'm just trying to follow what's already there. Oh yeah. I'm gonna grab that high G. Oh my goodness. Fantastic. So now that I've just been playing keys for the past, I don't know, 5 minutes, let's go ahead and see what we got there. I'll hit the capture button in Ableton. I'll back up a little bit. And we'll see what it did. Maybe we went over our limit here. That's okay. We'll add a nice low E note. That was a nice run. Oh yeah. Very nice, very nice. Let's move this all the way up here. We'll make a 32 bar MIDI clip here. Grab some of these notes. Start this over again. Put our loop marker here. Very nice. I'll turn off the fixed grid and just continue drawing in some of these notes. As many of you know, I like to be really freeform about my, notes that I'm entering into the grid here, especially with ambient. Like, you really don't want to be too predictable. And just let the track breathe and move. Of course, you want to keep an eye on, melody and dissonance and what notes you're adding in contrast to one another. But you can tell, like, I'm keeping it minimal, but at the same time, like, that just sounds good, right? It starts with a good quality sound source and then translating that feeling. I love it. I love it. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's look at the span now. See, now you can clearly see the two things combined, right? The pad is there, gently adding those harmonics as they come in. You're actually seeing the notes themselves. And then that field recording is clearly visible, right? And this is a perfect example, especially if you're just starting out and you're just learning how to create ambient music. Frequency separation. What is frequency separation? Well, it's right there in front of you. You can clearly see this mound of the field recording, this beautiful, gentle, harmonics of the pad. If there were two different colors, you could see, this one in red and this one in, I don't know, blue. But you see what I'm saying, right? Really nice stuff. I love it. So that's point number 2. Add a pad that supports the emotion. If you can do that, you're going to be more connected to the environment. It's going to deepen the existing emotional tone. And that's how you fill up that space. All right, let's move on to point number 3 here. Create depth through layering, space, and detail. Ambient music comes alive when each element has a role and a place within the stereo field and frequency spectrum. Layering is not about stacking endless sounds, it's about combining complementary textures so the track feels rich without becoming crowded. Add subtler, higher sequences, small details, soft movement, and distant accents that create light within the larger wash of sound. The more carefully you shape the space between the elements, the more the track begins to feel deep, dimensional, and emotionally alive. This is crucial. There's so much packed in to this one slide. Create depth through layering, space, and detail. Now, before I get ahead of myself, let's add a bass. We've got to add a bass here. We need something to really fill in that low end so we can continue. I'm going to use pigments. Let's just design something from scratch very quickly, okay? Not stressing too much about, anything. We'll add 4 voices of unison, up the detune a little bit. Leave the stereo width around 50%. And of course, I'm moving to a sawtooth here. Let's switch to 2D view here, and maybe we'll actually add some FM a little bit later. Some wave folding is also nice on a bass. Okay. I'll leave it on classic LP24. Drop this down an octave. And we'll play a nice low E note to start with. Oh yeah. We'll take an LFO, put it in free running mode, straight only, and drop it to 8/1. I'll take this LFO and I'll tie it to the cutoff filter. Switch the polarity to unipolar. Oh yeah. See, a lot of the times people hear bass in ambient music and they don't even realize it, how crucial it is to the overall sound. Now, many of you have seen me do just these moves right here many times. But does your music have it? Is the music you're creating carry that signal, that resonance, that deep low end presence? Ask yourself that. Especially when you're just, putting stuff together. Does it have the low end? Does it have the emotional response that you're looking for? When you see your frequency on the overall spectrum, does it carry a weight and a tone and a contrast between the different elements? Because without that low end, without that foundation, there's nothing to build upon. So even though what I created here was so simple, just a basic sawtooth bass, if it's not there, you'll be able to feel it, and so will your listener. Real talk. I'm telling you, this is important stuff, okay? All right, like I said, wave folding here is a very powerful way to change the way bass is perceived, okay? Not all synths have wave folding. It's a really nice feature. You also have wave folding over here in the effects. And sometimes it's even better over here, right? So for example, we can use a wave folder distortion here. Oh yeah. I love that. I love that because it's like, wow, how did you do that? Let's use that same long LFO here because it's in unipolar. Oh yeah. So we've got a wave folder distortion here. Of course, the gain is set to auto, so we don't blow out anybody's eardrums. But I'm holding down the note, and over time, as the LFO opens up, the wave folding opens up. That's also in conjunction with the filter. Okay? Let's add another wavetable here. We'll find something in the analog folder. How about that? Oh yeah. Oh, very nice. I like it. I like it. Again, 2D view here. Oh yeah. You could use that same LFO here. Notice that I'm using these really long, you know, modulations. 8 bars. It doesn't have to be 8 bars, but, you know, for me and ambient music, when it's nice and slow, I kind of like that. You know? That's really that feeling that you're after. So again, I added the LFO to the frequency mod here. This is FM. So you can see this Jupiter 8 pulse width is just gently separating. Love it. You could add some fold here if you wanted. Anything really goes with pigments. It's a very versatile synthesizer. But that's it. I mean, we're not going to do much else. I'm playing a nice low E1. Remember, I also lowered the octave of oscillator 1. That's why it sounds so low at E1. Okay. You could also do the same for oscillator 2. Let's go ahead and restart the entire clip. Oh yeah. Let's do that. There we go. There we go. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the span here. Now, you're starting to understand what I'm talking about. The bass is over here. The pad is right here. The high end is right here. You're starting to see the frequency spectrum in real time. You're starting to understand it. You know, if these waves are too loud for you, just lower the gain. Right? Lower the gain. Maybe we'll change the mix level on our reverb. So you get less of the crashing of the waves and more of the mist, the haze, right? Now look at this. Yes, yes. You see? So when the waves crash down, you get the lowering of the high end. Oh, yes. Very nice. Very nice. Now, again, we didn't even put any compression on that or anything like that. It was just straight up. But you get what I'm talking about here, okay? Now, going back to the slide. Create depth through layering, space, and detail. Make the track feel deep and alive. Let's add another pad here. We'll use pigments here for our third pad. Let's grab a pad from Chromatic 4. Okay? Let's choose Moonbase. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Moonbase here. Oh yeah. Now Moonbase is very kind of ethereal style pad. It's got a sample here. And what I might do is I might add a glittery plugin to it to add some detail here, okay? I'll grab Love To, which of course I showcased on the channel. And I'll grab a preset from my upcoming pack. Okay? Let's choose Glitter Veil. Perfect. Yes. So you can instantly hear Love 2 is in the chop mode here. And it's just adding that little bit of glitter. We've got some grains here. Glitter turned all the way up, right? But that's just that little bit of extra, like, wow. My goodness, right? Octaves turned all the way up. Transpose is at plus 24. Increase the grain size a little bit. Oh yeah. I love that. Fantastic. Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. Detail. All right. We'll just do a simple progression here. Okay. Simple E minor chord to an E sus2. There we go. Nice. Perfect. Now this doesn't need to be high in the mix. It needs to be just nice and low because Love 2 is doing most of the heavy lifting now. Love it. Absolutely love it. Beautiful plate reverb right here. Oh yeah. Fantastic. Now we're starting to get to the point. These internal states, these internal shifts, you're starting to feel them through the track. Because we started at a field recording, right? Remember that. We started at a field recording. But now we've developed this into something so much greater. And this is what I have to say, honestly. If you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you're blocked, maybe it's not the tools, maybe it's not the DAW, maybe it's not anything outside of you. Maybe you need to search what's inside first and then move towards the outside. Because if you can start there, you're gonna start seeing things outside of you. You'll start seeing things start to work out. You'll get the mental nudges. I know exactly what to do. I've watched enough of Chris's videos. I've followed the steps. I've followed the tutorials. I've got it. But then that little voice inside of your head, you'll just be like, yep, I should do this, I should do that, I'll add this, I'll add that. And before you know it, you've got something. And the moment something lands, just like this, the moment something lands, don't judge it, just let it exist. Because the harder you go on producing a track, the more you're gonna be like, oh, I want it to sound like this, I want it to sound like that. Let it go. Just let it happen. Let it feel deep and alive. That's the whole point. Because the language that you're speaking with your mind may not be what the music is trying to say. And that's a deep point. What music is language? Where does it come from? And why do we resonate with it so much? Not many people are talking about this, and obviously I live this. This is what I do every day. But for you, I highly encourage you to explore those inner states first, and then the outer will start to reflect that. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So let's now add something that's very signs of life here. Let's add a sequence, right? And, again, you don't really need a sequencer here. I'm just gonna do it by hand because, I'm kind of on sequencer overload most of the time. So let's just go ahead and create something from scratch here. And what I'll do is I'll just start penciling in some notes. Again, your DAW may differ. I'm just gonna do what I feel intuitively guided to do. And, you know, what works here is what has worked for you in the past, right? It doesn't need to be exact. It doesn't need to be precise. Just put in some notes, right? And that's good to me. I think we'll just go with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pluck from scratch. We use pigments here, okay? Something very simple. I've done several videos on, you know, space plucks, you know, sequences, things like that, you know. And one of my favorite formulas here is just the sawtooth and the sine wave combo with a nice soft, squishy attack. It's just such a nice sound, you know? So by soft and squishy, I mean, you know, like, I don't know, like 5 milliseconds or something. 5 to 10. Add some decay. Take the sustain out. So it's, you know, not a sharp attack, but, you know. Anyway, we'll grab the second envelope here and we'll tie it to the cutoff. Okay? We'll take an LFO, and the LFO can just be whatever rate. Doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to be exact with this, so we'll put it in unipolar mode and leave it on hertz, and then slow it down. It's like 0.079, whatever that means to you. Again, you could be using another synthesizer. I don't know, right? Okay, that's cool. So now we've got a sawtooth and a sine wave going through one filter, about as easy as it gets, all right? So combine that with some delay, reverb, and the sequence that I just penciled in. Let's hear how this sounds. Now this is something that could come, you know, later on in your track. You know, like it doesn't have to be the first thing that lands. And sometimes a delayed sequence that just kind of fades in from the ether, from the haze, if you will, is the perfect remedy for the track. Because it exemplifies everything that's outside of oneself, the outer world. But it also gives the track structure, you know what I mean? And if you've ever listened to the music of Ascendant, Signs of Life, Starterra, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's gorgeous. Fantastic. Let's look at our span. You can see that sequence is occupying the mid-range here. Of course, I might, you know, try to put this more in balance, but we're creating the track here, okay? Oh yeah. So good. So good. Oh, I love it. Pun totally intended. All right, this is great. Let's go back to our slide. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I'm telling you guys, this is really what it's all about. You create depth through layering, space, and detail, okay? You could spend the most time in slide 3 and get the most mileage out of the track. But without the other slides, without the other points, you're gonna struggle. Because you really do need that solid foundation that supports all that emotion, supports all that feeling, all that intention, and ultimately your conviction that what you're doing is right. Okay, point number 4. Let the atmosphere guide the track. Allow space for experimentation and evolution. Let the sound world lead the emotion and embrace the fundamentals of the genre that you're trying to create. Let the space lead the composition. One of the most important fundamentals of ambient is learning not to force the track into a rigid structure too early. Remember, I just said that. It doesn't have to be the first thing that happens. Leave room for experimentation. Follow the feeling of the sounds and let the atmosphere tell you what it needs next. A lot of the time when we're trying to force a track, we're not letting the track tell us what it needs. This is so important. Because when you watch other creators, a lot of the times they're creating tracks, they're making tracks from scratch, they're teaching you some music theory, fundamental, that kind of thing. But are they telling you, I'm just listening to the track and letting the track tell me what it needs? How often do you hear that? You don't hear that very much. Because in ambient, you're telling a story through the sounds that you're creating, through the sound design, not just the composition. Yes, of course, music theory is important. The fundamentals are important. The basics of knowing how to use frequency and EQ and compression and everything, all of that matters. But are you having an interaction with the sound? Are you letting it breathe on its own? Are you letting it help guide you for your intuition to kick in? That's how you pull from the higher realms. It doesn't just happen randomly. You have to have the right intention. I'm just gonna leave that out there. However it lands, however it lands. Okay. Wow. Sometimes the most powerful choice is to hold back, remove something, or allow a section to remain spacious and unresolved. When you trust the space you are creating, the track begins to guide its own emotional direction, and that is often where the deepest ambient music is born. This is powerful information. And whether you produce ambient or not, maybe this is your first time on my channel, I think you can start to understand the message that I'm trying to convey here. It's not just about the elements, it's not just about the techniques, it's not just about, of course, the gear, because the gear could be anything. It could literally be anything. It's about translating what's inside of you, outside of you. As within, so without. Woo! Let's take one more sound here to really drive this home. I'll use Serum 2. I'm gonna find something in the Soundscapes folder. Haleakala Forest. I love this preset. Again, I'll leave the link to Ancient Technology 4 down below if you want it. If most of you have it, but this is a really good sound set. Hear that? Let's grab that same reverb from the crashing waves. Copy, paste. Oh yeah. Nice. Again, you could use a sender here, like it doesn't really, doesn't matter. Nice. Let's play a higher key. Oh yeah. I love that. Now I know what you're wondering, like, okay, he's just, he's just plunking out some presets and plunking out some reverbs, plunking out some notes. I created the preset. I spent hours on it, the process of creating the sound was in the countless of hours that came before it. Okay, maybe that's not translated very well, but I mean, you understand, like, right? I recorded these sounds from scratch, you know? This is a field recording of my own, right? These are all individual set macros that I did myself, right? So like, the process here has come long before the music arrived. And on this channel, we've done several tutorials like this, you know, going over sound design, the intricacy of the Serum 2. I have a Serum 2 pads masterclass on my channel, which is, you know, quite good video, man. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. Let the music breathe and live its own story. Open, flowing, mysterious, and alive. Man, higher levels here on Signs of Life. Let's grab one more sound here. I'm gonna grab a pad / lead sound. You know what? I just had a thought. What if we did like a almost like a sequence, but a bass kind of thing that kind of guides it, because we've already got that high pad. Can we do that? Oh my God, that's such a good idea. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. I think I really just drove home my own point. I just gave you guys an example of what happens here. This is what happens. I actually, you know what? In Serum 2, I've got the perfect preset. Let's use that. The point. The point. That's the point, right? Okay, let's draw it in by hand. So, boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, boom. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So let me first turn off my synthesizer. I call this producing in the dark. And we're gonna go boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yep. All right, let's try that. It may work, it may not. We'll see. Let's just lower down to 1 bar. Let's see how that goes. All right. Put it through the bass bus. Did I nail it? I think I nailed it. I think I nailed it. Yeah! I nailed it! Oh my God, that's exactly what I had in mind. That's exactly what I wanted. This is what I'm talking about. You start getting the right mental nudges. And you saw me, I just did that freestyle. This is not a joke, guys. This is not a joke. This is the kind of thing that can happen. I'm telling you. Wow, and I produced that blind too. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, you ever watch that dude Signs of Life on YouTube? Listen, guys. I am here to help guide you, to help inspire you, to help mentor you, and to show you what's possible. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have it any other way. Every day, I wake up and I'm like, this is it. Another chance to do the thing. And the thing is right here. And for you, I want to highly encourage you to get on the same frequency that I am. Do the thing. Make it happen. In whatever capacity that is. We're sort of done waiting around. We're done with the, you know, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do this. No. That time is over. Your time is now. So again, if you want help with that, feel free to check out my links. They're down below in the description. I have a wonderful Patreon community. I do one-on-one ambient coaching. And if you're really serious about it, apply for my mentorship program. This is the time. No more waiting around. That's it. Time's up. But you've seen everything that I've showed you today. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm giving you guys the tools. I'm giving you guys the information. I'm giving you guys the knowledge. I'm giving you the inspiration to get it done yourself. This is how it happens. So, if you'd be so kind, check out my links down below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you're subscribed. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys down there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and your presence on this platform. It is very much appreciated. So in the meantime, take good care, you guys. And as always, keep your heads in the clouds and your feet planted firmly on the ground. I am Chris from Signs of Life. And I'll see you guys in the next video.